Shabbat Shalom. Question 1. Don't tell me the answer right now. Do you really believe in the holding of Roe versus Wade because of your understanding of the right to privacy? Or do you morally believe that women and men should have control over their medical status and you then accept the constitutional justification for it if you do? Question 2. Don't tell me the answer right now. Do you believe that the law of the United States requires the right to gay marriage, or do you believe that gay marriage is morally right and then you're happy the law justifies it if you do? I'm asking because I went to one of these talks at the 92nd Street Y the other day. It was amazing. It was a year in review of the Supreme Court. It was a panel discussion which featured legal scholars, a reporter, and a Supreme Court justice biographer. It's humbling to hear profoundly articulate people speak about the subject of their expertise. And it was a really interesting conversation. What can we infer about the future of the court based on the initial tenure of our newest Supreme Court justice, they asked. How will the court respond to the possibility of government funds being allocated to religious institutions? Will the right to gay marriage be chipped away similarly as the right for women to make fertility decisions has been diminished? How many more justices will likely be appointed in the next 3 or 4 years, and so on? I felt so privileged to be able to hear experts analyze all of these vital issues. And it was funny, sitting there with a bunch of lawyers, not being a lawyer myself, I kept wondering when they would get to the heart of the matter. But to me, they never did. The night was about law, about legal intricacies and nuances in statutes that could sway the court in one way or another. And like I said, I'm humbled by the brilliance of the speakers, but I kept waiting and waiting and waiting for the punchline. Enough with talking about the law. How about you talk about life? From where I sit, at the end of the day, I have to believe that legal concepts are so much more than erudite exercises in intellectualism. To some degree, the law must ultimately exist as a reaction to our moral compass. It's the veneer for our values, the casing of our ethics code. The law might be the body, but human morality is the heart. I was surprised to find this postulate confirmed in this week's Torah portion, Parshat Pinchas. Here's the story. This man, Zelophehad, has 5 daughters, Machla, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. The Torah, by the way, tells this same story 3 times in total, and each time it makes a special effort to list out the names of the 5 individual women. Despite this rare and precious detail, we in modern day still refer to them by their father's name as Zelophehad's daughters, but that's a different sermon. Anyways, their father died and they have no brothers. They say, "Let not our father's name be lost to his clan just because he had no son. Give us holding among our father's kinsmen." They want to carry on their family name. They want to own land. So they organize. They get in formation. They go before Moses, Eleazar the priest, and the chieftains, and they advocate for themselves. Moses brings the case before God, and God does rule in their favor. Further, God creates a new law ensuring that any future daughters in this predicament can also inherit land. God didn't tell Moses to flip through the previous books of Torah and search for a justification based on a legal precedent. God recognized a moral wrong and made a new law to correct it. Morals drove that ship. And that can be really troubling for us. If someone has a different moral opinion than you do, Can you ever really change their mind? Try arguing with someone about Israel with opposite politics than you. It's hard. We want to convince ourselves that we're sort of so evolved, we live in this post-ideological era, that we have near complete separation between church and state, and that we are just functioning on reason. Maybe, to some degree. But to me, I think kernels of belief in right and belief in wrong propel most human decisions, even legal ones. So if I really wanted to know what the court would do in the future, first, I would sit and wait. But second, I would wonder about the justices' belief system. What was their religious education? Because basic beliefs drive decisions, even at the highest level. Shabbat Shalom.